Hello there. What is going on, everybody? Today I'm going to be bringing to you an Armada build, trying to use Garm Iblis and the Defiance title for the MC80. And so I don't really do Garm builds, but I thought this one actually might be fun and possibly a little bit successful. So we're going to be taking a look at the which MC80 we're going to be putting Garm on, because this will be our flagship. I also want to remind you guys about the Squadron Pack giveaway. I'm giving away an Imperial Fighter Squadrons expansion pack. This is the first one, and all you have to do is become a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos, and you can enter to win that. It's a rare expansion pack right now, so that will be fun. I'm going to go with the MC80 Assault Cruiser. This is going to be my main one, and I've kind of chosen this one primarily because it's got those double defensive retrofits, which are really nice. By the way, I am using Ryan Kingston's Fleet Builder. I get asked this an awful lot because I've used this in a lot of my videos. It's just the best, in my opinion. It's my favorite Armada builder out there, and specifically because it shows you the cards. He's done a lot. He's made the site very mobile friendly as well, and also, as a matter of fact, one thing that's really cool about it is that you know, he even puts like errata next to certain cards. So like if I click on Garm Iblis, it's going to give you like some extra hints right there and things like that are just useful to know, and FAQs and things like that about certain cards. Just really, really good. So Garm is going to be giving us command tokens at the start of the first round and the fifth round. And so there's got a couple of things that we can do when we've got those type of command tokens. But the other thing that I want this build to be able to do is not just a Garm build, it's also a Defiance build. Defiance is when attacking a ship that is already activated this round, add a die of any color to your attack pool. Always a really, really cool one. I definitely like that. Ideally, you want to be able to add a black die, but in some cases a blue die is very, very nice, especially when we're going to be putting this little gem right here, Leading Shots. Leading Shots is going to let us spend a blue die to reroll our dice. And this is one of the reasons I went with the MC80 Assault Cruiser, because when we get those long range only shots, I'm going to have 4 red dice on the side, and then I can add a blue with Defiance and reroll. But what if I get stuck having to attack somebody that's already gone, or that hasn't already gone? I can add quad battery turrets, and this way I can add a blue die regardless, as long as they're faster than me. And with an MC80, it's a slow ship, so there's a pretty good chance they will be faster than me. However, I'm going to mitigate this by putting engine techs on here, so this way I can get an extra 1-speed maneuver, as long as I'm doing a nav token, a nav command. Garm Iblis is going to help make this possible. Engine techs is a natural thing that's going to synergize fairly well with the MC80, and so that's going to help us out quite a bit. For our officer, I think the best officer you can put on Defiance is a strategic advisor. I mean, he's good all around, or she. I think she actually might be a female. But yeah, a strategic advisor is an amazing officer to be able to put on a ship like this, because you can just stall, and it's also a good counter against somebody else with strategic advisor. You want the Defiance to definitely go last, and this is just helping you do that. So what else do we want to have on here? I've got my defensive things. Now, ECM is just an automatic good thing for a ship with 1 brace. It's going to be amazing. But additionally, since we've got a lot of hull here, and this is a fairly survivable ship, but it's going to be my commander ship, advanced projectors isn't a bad idea, but I'm going to go with reinforced blast doors, because in case we do end up taking a lot of damage, we can go ahead and repair kind of quick, fast, and in a hurry. So now we've fully loaded this ship. There is no more room for upgrades. I normally don't do this a whole lot, but this time I wanted to. I thought it would be fun. So next up, we got to add some cheap ships so we can get lots of activations and kind of help out the Defiance title. So I am going to put a GR75, because that's the cheapest they come, and I'm probably going to add some ships, some bombers. So I'll put a bomber command center on there, and Bright Hope, and I'm going to give it an officer. I'm going to give it Ahsoka Tano. Ahsoka is going to, she's only 2 points. Ahsoka's got the ability to, basically swap command tokens. So if I want Garm to be able to give this MC80, all of his tokens, and he wants to use a nav token, and then maybe next turn he wants to use a nav token again, she can totally help facilitate that. So Ahsoka is great for that. She's also good for things like the Pelta. And let's put a Pelta, let's put a command ship on there. She's good for the Pelta who might want to have something like this. And I'll put All Fighters Follow Me, because I'm going to have some B-Wings out here. And All Fighters Follow Me is just going to be great for that. It really helps speed up those rebel ships, rebel fighters. We're not going to go super fighter heavy, but we are going to have some, and we're going to have Bomber Command Center and All Fighters Follow Me to help maximize the few fighters that we are going to have. So one of the things that is kind of cool about this is Phoenix Home is actually decent with Garm, because this will give me the ability to, I can have up to 4 command tokens. And my command value is only 2, so Garm is going to give me 2. But now I can maybe bank a token in addition to that and really kind of cap out the number of stuff I've got at the beginning of the game. This also gives me an extra officer slot, and so I think I might make this one also my primary carrier. Now, it's not the fastest ship in the game, but since we have multiple officers and some other things, we can do a whole lot of fun stuff with this ship. Now, because it's the command ship, we've got blue dice. I will point out, not a bad idea to put disposable capacitors on this ship. It's one of the better rebel ships to use those on, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to start us off with 8R Talon. Like I said, we're not going to have that many squadrons, so 8R Talon is going to help us maximize the use of the squadrons we do have. And then we're going to go for an old trick that I haven't used in a while, since it was kind of nerfed for the Yavaris. Fighter Coordination Team. Really, really cool thing. After you execute a maneuver, you may select a number of unengaged friendly squadrons up to your squadron value at close to medium range. They can move distance 1. So after you execute a maneuver, but I can also go ahead and do this awesome flight commander thing. I can do my squadron command after I move, and so this can basically allow me to move a couple of B-Wings, because I'm probably going to go with B-Wings. They get to move distance 1. If I've got All Fighters Follow Me, now I can do my flight commander, get those B-Wings to move distance speed 3, 8R Talon one of them, and then I can actually activate it again later on. If I do it from another ship, then it can also move distance 3 again. I can really make a B-Wing move super, super far. And if I happen to be going up against a build that has no other squadrons, I can get those B-Wings all over the place with this ship. Kind of fun. Or not. I don't have to go with that. I could do a lot of other things with it, but it just gives me a lot of flexibility. It makes up for the slow speed of the ship. And it's a decent squadron value. So, and 8R Talon's just super awesome. He's like one of the best officers in the entire world. So, super, super good ship. I do want some more stuff than just that, though. So, let's go ahead and put another ship on here. Let's go ahead and put a CR90. CR90 is going to be just all around really good. And we're going to put turbo laser reroute circuits on there. And let's give it Jaina's Light so it doesn't miss out on one of the, even like a side shot, something like that. So that's pretty good. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 ships, which is not bad. But 5 activations effectively because we've got Strategic Advisor. Pretty good opportunity to trigger Defiance, and leaves us a little bit of points left over to put some squadrons out here. So let's go ahead and add some squadrons. I'm going to go with first off, I need some intel because I'm not going to have that many. So I need intel. I'm going to run 2 B-Wings and an X-Wing. So there's the X-Wing and 2 B-Wings. I know this is kind of light. I know it's kind of light for squadrons, but this brings me up to 397. And I figured this is a pretty good threat. I mean, I can have the Pelta activate all 4 if I want, if I haven't done All Fighters Follow Me. I can have Ahsoka, make sure that I'm keeping All Fighters Follow Me ready as often as I need to. At a certain point, I probably won't need to use it anymore, so I don't necessarily have to keep going squadron tokens on the Pelta command ship. But the key thing is that those 2 B-Wings should be able to stay alive and get. I have enough support to keep them shooting. I've got the X-Wing to keep other fighters off of them. I've got the HWK. and I've got some decent anti-squadron firepower. The MC80 can do some decent firepower, but the GR75 is actually not bad anti-squadron. Let's be honest. It's going to get probably a damage on everything it shoots at, so that's not really half bad. If you wanted to add some more squadrons, you could probably downgrade this to the cheaper Pelta. You'd lose one of your officers, and you'd kind of bare bones it at that point. That would actually give you extra anti-squadron dice. But I think as many non-squadron-y builds we're seeing coming out, I think this one will do all right. Now for objectives, I think assault is going to be kind of easy in this case because I do have a GR75, so I think I'm going to be going with most wanted here. I think that'll be great. It'll also give me an extra die when I'm attacking other ships, which will be really, really nice for Defiance, especially with as many extra dice as I'm trying to get there. I'm getting one from Defiance, I'm getting one from quad battery turrets, I'd be also then getting one from most wanted, and then I've got leading shots. So just really, really, really strong. So I like most wanted very much here. Now for yellow, I think the CR98 with Jaina's Light means capture the VIP could work. But then again, I would be trying to take care of that ship. I don't know if 50 points is totally going to do that for me. I'm a big fan of Planetary Ion Cannon because it's one of those that never gives my opponent anything. Also a big fan of Fire Lanes because it does kind of tell me where the battle's going to take place. But I think I'm going to go with Planetary Ion Cannon in this case just because there's no way it could be used against me, really. So I like that. Worst case scenario, even if I'm going up against somebody with a lot of strategic, I can still get that first shot off before they do anything. Or just kind of layer them in a certain area to kind of make it mostly off limits. So I kind of like that one. And then we've got our blues. In this case, I don't have a whole lot of deployments. I'm kind of well-rounded in this build. I've got 4, 5, 6 deployments, and I've got 5 activations considering Strategic Advisor. So either Solar Corona or Superior Positions would work. Ideally, I want the MC80 in a place where it's not going to be too far from everybody else because I have to do the nav to engine techs. I can keep up with everything, but I also don't want my Pelta with its slow speed 2 being too far away from being able to support squadrons that need to get into the fight. So I'm definitely thinking Solar Corona or Superior Positions. I think in this case, Solar Corona will probably be the better option. So because I don't have enough to reliably get behind them. With only 4 squadrons, I may very realistically lose my stuff, and I've seen Superior Positions kind of hurt you in the long run if your opponent has more stuff to be able to get rear shots on you. So we're going to go with Solar Corona. Solar Corona's just pretty much all the time good option. I think most opponents will end up picking Planetary Ion Cannon, and I generally have very little problem with that, because if you deploy them, this is before deploying fleets, it's after placing obstacles, you can kind of mark off a certain section of the board and sort of guarantee that your opponent's going to go in a certain direction. So it gives you a little bit of control over where they're going to go, and I love that. I think it's very useful. Alright guys, that is the build. This is Ryan Kingston's Fleet Builder. I hope you like this build. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I don't know if it's the best build ever, but I think being able to try and run Garm will be a fun thing to do. I think running stuff that isn't often used, like MC80s with non-Home 1 titles. Home 1 is a really, really good title, so trying to run other titles, it happens. It just doesn't happen all that much, so it's nice to see, different things being used, and I always love to see that. And I actually just played somebody using Defiance just very recently, and it made me think, what? Let's try to put that title to work. All right, guys. Well, I want to thank you all so much for watching. Big thanks to my patrons on Patreon. I want to invite you to check out Crabbok.com and hop in my Discord and come hang out with us over there. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and as always, have a great day.